Hey coconuts, it is your girl Princess Kat, and today we are here with a video on the May tournament finals. It was rough, man. First of all, y'all are triggered, so many of you couldn't stand the way that I sent out the marches, and yes, it was noobish, so I fixed that. You're welcome. But we had to do 3 tournament rounds for this finals. It was rough. I did speed this up by 2 times, so again, I apologize if it could be a little difficult to track. This part nearly gave me a heart attack when I thought it was my internet, but it was just lag. Our first round wasn't very great for us. One played amazing throughout all 3 rounds, but our first round, we weren't very quick. The chords posted, we weren't very good about porting around. We just made a lot of needless mistakes. So the first 4 minutes is basically us looking like we're herding cats. You could see our numbers at the top of the screen just slowly start to dwindle. Right about here is where we start really losing our traction. And I'm frantically, it seemed like every account I was clicking on was 1.4 trill, 1.3 trill. So many big accounts. It was insane. So here we come. We're trying to gain back some of our traction, but it's not going so well for us. I did try and cut these, at least the first 2 videos where I cut off the first couple minutes, because it's just pointless to watch us hit monsters and try to find the big tiles. But again, we like to use the method of not dropping early and not taking the bait when someone else does. Changing all our names. I got a couple questions on my last videos on why we changed the names, and it just makes it a little more difficult to identify people. Some people are super smart about it, and they look at the kills and they have everybody memorized. They're like, oh, that's Bake. Oh, that's Cane Base. Oh, that's Tess. And Evil, she just like goes badass about it. She's like, I don't care, I'm me. Doesn't even change her name. But for me, like, I'm just like, I'm the idiot calling out like the random names, 8675309, hit that one. Or just calling out the power. But yeah, it makes it a little more difficult for people to identify, and can get confusing, and it's difficult to call that out on call too. You can't like be like, oh, hit the one with 9 ones, and hit 0101, and they're all 0101. So that's why we do it. But we're coming up on the end here of round 1. You could see there's like no hope for us at this point. I'm just like sticking there. My other chord share was pretty on the ball. And what happened too at this point was that the people that were remaining in the tournament or in the match weren't in our call, so there really wasn't a point to do anything, because what we were posting they weren't paying attention to, or we're off trying to do other things, and they weren't on the call for us to be like, yo, hit that person. So my chords. It was just a sad ending. Like, womp womp. So we also had a couple members that were really upset that they were burning, and everybody burns. Everybody's gonna burn in these matches. There's even a lot of the bigger players that are getting rained are still burning to triple radiant, and it's really hard not to burn. There were a couple times that I didn't burn, surprisingly enough. I am using a mixture of Dark Lord and level 60 weapons, and then chimeras as the pets, just to make them waste speeds. And there were a couple times I did okay, but I was pretty excited about this match. We easily filled up our roster right away. We are all feeling really good. We studied the last match and we're like, okay, this is what we need to do. And for the most part, we did really well. I was better about porting around this time. I'm really bad about porting just because I'm doing so many other things. So that's one area that I need to improve upon, as well as choosing when I send my dragon, because I have a habit of just always sending my dragon regardless of their size, and then I run out of dragons if I don't die early on the match. So I need to be a little bit better about that. We did really good on this match, obviously, because I said that there were going to be 3 matches and we lost the first one. We did win the second match. We were a lot faster and a lot more in tune with each other. So when someone was posting chords, you could see that there's, 3, 4, 5 people setting on them immediately. And we were pretty close throughout it. You can see right now we were 12 versus 12, so we had about even deaths. We were just knocking each other out pretty evenly, but we ended up getting a leg up on this one. This is such a fun team building event. I was really nervous at first about being on the calls for these, but now I really look forward to them. I'm still nervous. Everybody gets nervous. I was joking about how I needed to pee before the match because I was so nervous, like a puppy. But yeah, they always make me nervous still, but they're a fun kind of nervous. And everybody does it. It's a good rivalry. You see us in chats going back and forth telling each other good game no matter who wins or loses, and that's always a nice type of rivalry to have. So this is where they're losing their traction. Actually, it was probably like a minute ago in the video when they started losing their traction. But at this point, we're just closing in mostly on the bases that they were using to rain the bigs. So that worked really well for us. Focusing a lot on their bigger accounts and leaving the smaller ones. Adrenaline was rushing. We probably had the same feeling at the end of this match that they had at the end of the first match. And this has actually become one of my favorite events now. It used to be something that I didn't really care for. And I actually rarely would play it. It seemed like when we were in, or I was in tow, we'd be up against super small alliances and then would all of a sudden hit a mega alliance and just get knocked out. So we would go from having to really try or having to not try to having no hope. And there wasn't anything to really help us in between, So when I came into AVE, I had to learn a lot of skills really quick. And then I learned that I actually do like this event. So now we're coming up to the third and final event. This is where our demise was had. Lots of sweet events that are coming up here this month. I hope you guys have tuned into the May content calendar. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the information box below. We have a lot of third, quote-unquote, events that are going on for the 3rd anniversary, and I'm not really sure what makes these events special. A lot of the times when they do that, they have special chests that they give out with these events for, this just particular month as opposed to the other months. So I'm wondering if they're going to do that. We also have some interesting previews on what is coming. It looks like these giant titans, and people are speculating like a mercenary troop or a new pet or a new raid monster. So who knows? It'll be kind of cool. previews are always super vague, and it's kind of frustrating because everybody just kind of either looks really forward to the surprise of it, or everybody immediately thinks that it's like doomsday and throws their hands up in the air. You see, I'm getting multiple messages in this match. Apparently 6:20 in the morning is super popular for me, so I cut out some of it from the beginning, but there's a couple flashes of other people messaging me. It's always good to feel loved, even at 6 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, this was an incredibly hard match for us. We had a hard time getting the right fillers, and everything just fell apart. We tried super hard, and so it wasn't like we did not hand them the win. They performed really well, and bested us right about here is where we're just falling apart, and there's nothing we can do but watch it happen. So, awesome tournament. I cannot wait for the next one. Guys, if you like this video or want to see more like it, like, subscribe. Check out our website at www.ironthroneelite.com. Another message. And I'm going to post some developer links in the comment box down below. If you've listened to this entire diatribe, I applaud you. Thank you. Again, dubbing over stuff is just not my forte, but I try for y'all. So but yeah, this was a great fun time. Looking forward to everything that is coming up, especially Dark Moon mid-month. Totally stoked about that. As always, I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, and I'll be seeing you guys shortly. So, until next time.